Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day. Don't forget, grab your smartphone and download the Lava Matra app and stay in touch. Guru Maharaj's message is your advantage. The following is a Caitanya book compilation given by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj on November 5th, 2022 in Śrī Māyāpur, India.
Pangong langayate girim Shri Gurum Deenatarinam Shri Caitanya Mishwaram Hari Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today we will continue with the compilation of the Sri Krishna Caitanya book. Today we will continue with the part 3 of the chapter entitled Gopāla Chakravarti offends Haridāsa Thakur and is attacked by leprosy. Already told. Chaitanya Bhagavat Adi Khanda 16.299.
নাম ও নামাশ্রিত গুরু নিন্দক ও তৎসমর্থকগণ বাহ্যে ব্রাহ্মণ ধ্রুব হইলেও অন্তরে রাক্ষস স্বভাব বলিয়া যমদণ্ড। এ সকল রাক্ষস ব্রাহ্মণ নাম পাত্র, এসব লোক যম যাতনার পাত্র।
Chaitanya Bhagavat. Actually, they are all Rakshas. They were Brahmanas in name only. Actually, they were all Rakshas, fit to be punished by Yamaraj.
All of them fit.
All of them are fit to be punished by Yamaraj.
You see, if one commits offense to the holy name, or those who are taken shelter of the holy name.
So, if one commits offense to the holy name, or those who have taken shelter of the holy name,
and there are gurus who glorify the holy name,
and the gurus who glorify the holy names,
by criticizing them,
and also by
remaining silent, when they are criticized. Although they are outwardly Brahmins, inwardly they are Rakshas. They were nature. And as a result, they are worthy of being punished by Yamaraj.
They are really being punished by Yamaraj. As a result, they are really being punished by Yamaraj. Shri Chaitanya Bhagavat Adi Khanda 16.300.
বিবাদ তমযুগে বিপ্রকুলে গুরু বৈষ্ণব বেদ নিন্দক রাক্ষসগণের জন্মগ্রহণ। কলিযুগে রাক্ষস সকল বিপ্র ঘরে জন্মিবেক সুজনের হিংসা করিবারে।
In Kali Yuga, Rakshas are born in the families of Brahmanas in order to the saintly persons. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada. Though demoniac persons who are envious of Vishnu, Lord Vishnu, and the Vaishnavas may take birth in Brahmana family, they nevertheless envy the Vaishnavas. This is the speciality of Kali Yuga. Wow.
So the demons who take birth in the Brahmin families,
So the demons who take birth in the Brahmin families,
they still maintain their enmity to the Vaishnavas.
they still maintain their enmity to the Vaishnavas. Śrī Caitanya Bhagavat Adi Kanda 16.301.
সুবিরল শ্রুতপন্থী শ্রুতপন্থী বৈষ্ণবগণকে রাক্ষসগণের বাধা প্রদান তথা হি বরাহপুরাণে মহেশ বাক্যম
Rakshasah kalimashritya jayante brahmayonishu utpanna brahmana kule badante shrotriyan Kṛṣṇa. In Kali Yuga, demons will take birth in the families of Brahmanas to harass those rare persons who are conversant with the Vedic way of life. Purport: this verse was spoken by Lord Shiva in the Varaha Purana. Śrī Caitanya Bhagavat Adi Kanda 16.302.
এসব বিপ্রের স্পর্শ কথা নমস্কার ধর্মশাস্ত্রে সর্বথা নিষেধ করিবার
The scriptures forbid one from touching, speaking to, or offering respects to such brahmanas. Purport by His Divine Grace. Purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada. One should not even touch those proud brahmanas who are opposed to Lord Vishnu and the Vaishnavas. If by chance one touches such a brahmana, he should take bath in the Ganges with his clothes on. If one converseth with such a brahmana, then his fall down is guaranteed. If one respects such a person by offering him obeisances, then one is sure to be deviated from devotional service to Vishnu. That's why persons and the families of persons who are averse to following Vaishnava etiquette have been declared as fallen in the following words from the Dharma Shastras, Manu 2.168 and the Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.3. A Brahmana who in his lifetime does not endeavor to study the Vedas but labors hard with other pursuits quickly becomes a Shudra along with his family. Also, if one simply maintains an official position in the four Varnas and Ashramas but does not worship the Supreme Lord Vishnu, he falls down from his puffed up position into hellish condition.
So the necessity of worshipping Vishnu is by all Brahmins is mentioned here.
So the necessity to worship for worshipping Lord Vishnu by all Brahmins is mentioned here.
Apart from that, everyone in the Varnashram should worship Vishnu.
Apart from that, everyone in the Varnashram should worship Vishnu.
Otherwise, they fall from their position.
Otherwise, they fall from their position. Śrī Caitanya Bhagavat Adi Kanda 16.303.
অবৈষ্ণব বা বৈষ্ণব বিদ্বেষী ব্রাহ্মণগণের দুঃসঙ্গ সর্বদা পরিত্যাগ বিধি এতদ বিষয়ে শাস্ত্র প্রমাণ তথাহি পদ্মপুরাণে মহেশ বাক্যম
There is no need to speak further on this. Even by mistake, one should not touch or speak to those brahmanas who have no devotion for the Supreme Lord Vishnu. Purport: by His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada. This and the following verse are spoken by Lord Shiva in the Padma Purana. Śrī Caitanya Bhagavat Adi Kanda 16.304.
অবৈষ্ণব বা বৈষ্ণব বিদ্বেষী ব্রাহ্মণগণের প্রতি দৃষ্টিপাত নিষিদ্ধতা এবং জাতিকুল নির্বিশেষে অবতীর্ণ শুদ্ধ বৈষ্ণব মাত্রেরই জগৎ গুরুত্ব তথাহি পদ্মপুরাণে।
Just as one in this world should never see a dog-eating Chandala, one should never see a non-devotee Brahmana.
Lord Shiva and the Padma Purana is giving us some instructions.
Lord Shiva in the Padma Purana is giving us some instructions.
Who we should see or not see.
Whom we should see and not see.
Seeing a non-devotee Brahman contaminates one.
Seeing a non-devotee Brahmin contaminates one. Śrī Caitanya Bhagavat Adi Kanda 16.305.
ব্রাহ্মণ হইয়া যদি অবৈষ্ণব হয় তবে তার আলাপে পূর্ণ যায় ক্ষয়।
If one is a Brahman and he is a Vaishnava,
If one is a Brahmin and he is a Vaishnava,
to converse with him, one destroys whatever piety they have.
to converse with him, one destroys whatever piety they have. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada, if one converses with a person who was born in a seminal Brahmana family, who has undergone Savitra Samskara, yet has not taken Vaishnava initiation, who envies the Vaishnavas and considers himself a non-Vaishnava, then one heaps of accumulated piety are destroyed.
So, discussing with a descendant of Brahmin family
So discussing with a descendant of the Brahmin family
who is actually against Vaishnavas and not considers himself a non-Vaishnava.
who's considers himself who's against the Vaishnavas and who considers himself as a non-Vaishnava,
Then one's accumulated piety is destroyed.
one's accumulated piety is destroyed. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 3.199.
ঠাকুরের শপথাঙ্গীকার। হরিদাস কহেন যদি নামাভাষ্যে মুক্তি নয় তবে আমার নাক কাটিমু এই সুনিশ্চয়।
Then Haridāsa Thakur accepted the challenge offered by Gopāla Chakravarti. If by Namabhas liberation is not available, he said, certainly I shall cut off my nose.
Haridāsa accepted the curse of Gopāla Chakravarti
So Haridāsa Thakur accepted the curse of Gopāla Chakravarti
and said he cut off his own nose.
and said that he would cut off his own nose.
Yeah, by Namavas, one did not get liberation.
Just by Namabhas, one cannot get liberation. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 3.200.
সভ্যগণের ব্রহ্মবন্ধুকে ধিক্কার প্রদান। শুনি সভাসদ উঠে করি হাহাকার, মজুমদার সেই বিপ্রে করিল ধিক্কার।
All the members of the assembly who had heard the challenge were greatly agitated, and they got up, making a tumultuous sound. Hiranya and Govardhan Majumdar both immediately chastised the Brahmana tax collector.
So in the previous verses of the Chaitanya Bhagavat,
So in the previous verses of the Chaitanya Bhagavat,
many people did not immediately react.
many people did not immediately react.
But here in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the hosts and others reacted.
But here in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the host and the others reacted.
So this is the good sign that we should react if we hear a witness to a Vaishnava aparad.
So this is a good sign that if hear or witness to a Vaishnava aparad. Good sign we should react. Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 3.201.
নাস্তিক হেতুবাদী জ্ঞানে তাহাকে বলরাম আচার্যের ভর্ৎসনা ও অভিশাপ দান। বলায় পুরোহিত তারে করিলা ভর্ৎসনা সন, ঘট পাতিয়া মূর্খ তুমি ভক্তি কাহা জানো।
The priest named Balaram Acharya also chastised Gopāla Chakravarti. You are a foolish logician, he said. What do you know about the devotional service of the Lord? Purport by Srila Prabhupada, His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. The philosophy enunciated by the Mayavadis is called Gatapatiya, pot and earth philosophy. According to this philosophy, everything is one. Such philosophers see no distinction between a pot made of earth and the earth itself, reasoning that anything made of earth, such as different pots, is also the same earth. Since Gopāla Chakravarti was a Gatapatiya logician, a gross materialist, what could he understand about the transcendental devotional service of the Lord?
The devotional service of the Lord
The devotional service of the Lord
has the unlimited qualities of the Supreme Lord.
has the unlimited qualities of the Supreme Lord.
And therefore, we should not underestimate devotional service.
Therefore, we should not underestimate devotional service.
Because this foolish Gopāla Chakravarti was using his logic
Because this foolish Gopāla Chakravarti was using his logic
and finding fault with the Shastras.
and finding fault with the Shastras.
So he was creating a problem,
So he was
creating a misinformation.
So he was creating a problem, he was creating a misinformation. Śrī Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 3.202.
হরিদাস ঠাকুরে তুই কইলি অপমান, সর্বনাশ হবে তোর, না হবে কল্যাণ।
You have insulted Haridāsa Thakur.
Chi chi.
Chi. Thus, there will be dangerous position for you. you should not expect anything auspicious.
So Balaramacharya, being a pure Vaishnava,
So Balaramacharya, being a pure Vaishnava,
could understand that the foolish Brahmin was only creating inauthenticity for himself.
so could understand that the foolish Brahman was creating inauspiciousness for himself. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 3.203.
নামে অর্থবাদকারীর সঙ্গ পরিত্যাগ। শুনি হরিদাস তবে উঠিয়া চলিলা, মজুমদার সেই বিপ্রে ত্যাগ করিলা।
Then Haridāsa Thakur got up to leave, and the Majumdars immediately kicked him out and dismissed him from their service.
One witnesses of Vaishnava Aparad, they should take immediate steps.
When one witnesses Vaishnava Aparad, they should take immediate steps,
so that they will not get the resultant bad influence.
They will not get the resultant bad influence. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 3.204.
নামে অর্থবাদকারীর সঙ্গ পরিত্যাগ। এটা হয়েছে। শুনি হরিদাস তবে উঠিয়া চলিলা, মজুমদার সেই বিপ্রে ত্যাগ করিলা।
With all the members of the assembly, the two Majumdars fell at the lotus feet of Haridāsa Thakur. Haridāsa Thakur was smiling, however, and he spoke in a sweet voice. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 3.205.
অদোষদর্শী ঠাকুরের ক্ষমা। তোমার সবার দোষ নাহি এই অজ্ঞ ব্রাহ্মণ, তার দোষ নাহি তার তর্কনিষ্ঠ মন।
None of you are at fault, he said. Indeed, even this ignorant so-called Brahmana is not at fault, for he is accustomed to dry speculation and logic.
Lord Caitanya said that understanding the Vedas by logic and reason
Lord Caitanya said that understanding the Vedas by logic and reason
is not possible.
is not possible.
One needs to have a spiritual master.
One needs to have a spiritual master.
Takal Bahudur.
There's a saying,
Takal Bahudur.
oh, Tarke Bahudur.
বিশ্বাসে মিলাই বস্তু তর্কে বহুদূর। বিশ্বাসে তর্কে বহুদূর।
Okay, whatever it is. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 3.205.
অদোষদর্শী ঠাকুরের ক্ষমা। তোমার সবার দোষ নাহি এই অজ্ঞ ব্রাহ্মণ। হয়ে গেছে তো?
3.206.
অচিন্ত স্বভাব অধক্ষজ নাম প্রভু, জড়ীয় যুক্তি তর্কাতীত। তর্কের গোচর নহে নামের মহত্ব, কোথা হইতে জানিবে সে এইসব তত্ত্ব।
One cannot understand the glories of the holy name simply by logic and argument. Therefore, this man cannot possibly understand the glories of the holy name.
So Haridāsa was explaining how this Brahman
So Haridāsa Thakur was explaining how this Brahmin
could not understand the glories of the holy name.
could not understand the glories of the holy name.
The glories of the holy name are inconceivable
The glories of the holy name are inconceivable
and must be heard faithfully from the authorities.
must be heard faithfully from the authorities. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 3.207
কৃষ্ণের নিকট সকলের কুশল যাচ না, যাহ ঘরে কৃষ্ণ করুণ কুশল সবার, আমার সম্বন্ধে দুঃখ না হোক কাহার।
All of you may now go to your homes. May Lord Krishna bestow his blessings upon you all. Do not be sorry because of my being insulted. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. From this statement by Haridāsa Thakur, it is understood that a pure Vaishnava never takes anyone's insults seriously. This is the teaching of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Trinadapi sunichena taroriva sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadaharihi. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than a straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and ready to offer all respects to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. A Vaishnava is always tolerant and submissive like trees and grass. He tolerates insults offered by others, for he is simply interested in chanting the holy name of the Lord without being disturbed.
I see how Haridāsa Thakur, he wished good on all the persons who had witnessed the insults.
So we can see how Haridāsa Thakur, he wished good for all the persons who were witnessing the insults. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 3.208
হিরণ্য গোবর্ধনের পাষণ্ড ব্রহ্মবন্ধুর সঙ্গ বর্জন। তবে সে হিরণ্য দাস নিজ ঘরে আইল, সেই ব্রাহ্মণে নিজ দ্বার মানা কইল।
Then Hiranyadas Majumdar returned to his home and ordered that Gopāla Chakravarti not to be admitted therein.
So, Hiranyadas fired Gopāla Chakravarti
So Hiranya Majumdar fired Gopāla Chakravarti
and forbade him from entering his house.
and forbade him from entering his house. Śrī Caitanya Bhagavat Adi Kanda 16.306
জগৎগুরু বৈষ্ণবাচার্য হরিদাসের নিন্দক, নামাপরাধী পাষণ্ডী বিপ্রাধমের দুষ্কর্ম ফল বা শাস্তি। সে বিপ্রাধমের কত দিবস থাকিয়া বসন্তে নাসিকা তার পড়িল খসিয়া।
Within a few days, that wretched Brahmana was attacked by smallpox, and as a result, his nose melted away and fell off. Purport by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada. Within a few days, that abominable, envious Brahmana became infected with a severe case of smallpox, and his nose melted and fell off.
So this shows the reaction
This shows the reaction
of having offended Vaishnava Jagadguru Haridāsa.
of having offended Vaishnava Jagat Guru Srila Haridāsa Thakur.
One more verse.
Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 3.209.
নামে অর্থবাদ ও বৈষ্ণবাবজ্ঞার ভীষণ ফল বা শাস্তি। 3 দিন ভিতরে সেই বিপ্রের কুষ্ঠ হইল, অতি উচ্চ নাসা তার গলিয়া পড়িল।
Within 3 days that Brahmana was attacked by leprosy, and as a result his highly raised nose melted away and fell off. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 3.210.
চম্পককলি সম হস্ত পদাঙ্গুলি, কোকর হইল সব কুষ্ঠে গেল গলি।
The Brahmana's toes and fingers were beautiful like golden colored champa buds. But because of leprosy, they all withered and gradually melted away. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 3.211.
ঠাকুরের ঐশ্বর্য দর্শনে সকলের তাহার স্তুতি দেখিয়া সকল লোক হইল চমৎকার, হরিদাসে প্রশংসী তারে করে নমস্কার।
Seeing the condition of Gopāla Chakravarti, everyone was astonished. Everyone praised the influence of Srila Haridāsa Thakur and offered him obeisances.
So it didn't take long for people to realize
It didn't take long for people to realize
Haridāsa Thakur's exalted position.
Haridāsa Thakur's exalted position.
Hello.
Hari Bol.
Thank you for watching our videos. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day, and don't forget to like and share our channel.